Palma. Oh,
Oh,
pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
Janelle Fuentes.
oh, wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. Three-pointer. Oh, my goodness! It's a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Oh, just posterized by Scapia.
Two teams striving to bounce back from their disappointing losses collide in the second game of our Monday triple header dito po ulit sa Batangas City Coliseum in the city of Batangas, as these two squads in the South Division featuring Gensan's Kyle Tolentino, who has been on a heater averaging 23.6 points the last 5 games, kalaban si Ray Bienes, who had a strong outing despite that loss para sa Mindoro Tamaraws. Magkalaban sila ngayon ng Gensan dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, itong Gensan, they have that realistic shot of being top 2 in the South. Samantala, ang gusto namang asintahin nitong Mindoro is get into the top 6 outright playoff spot.
Oo, and itong dalawang teams na to, napakahalaga para sa kanila itong laban na to. Ang daming similarities rin itong dalawang ito eh. Parehong 3 out of 2 in their last 5 games. Parehong natalo in their last games. At parehong may pagkakataon at least to get into the top 4. At parehong mapakagaling pagdating sa 3-point shooting.
And you're watching us live on our official MPBL YouTube channel. Live din po tayo ngayon on Solar Sports. And we now introduce our third member of our panel. Walang iba kundi si Miss Lyra Punsalan. Lyra, last time nandito tayo lahat ni Coach Mike. We witnessed Levi Hernandez game winner against Pampanga. But first, Gensan versus Mindoro tayo. Kumusta sila heading into this matchup?
Well, first of all, happy Monday to you, Ken and Coach Mike. It's always nice to start the week with you two. Again, it's a South Division showdown we have today with Gensan and Mindoro, both hungry for a bounce-back victory. Coach Elvis Tolentino reiterated that do-or-die mentality they now have in the South. Walang complacency kahit nasa 4th spot sila. We have to keep on improving. I'm not satisfied and we have to secure this win. He's stressed, still stung from that loss to Cebu. Meanwhile, Coach Benji of the Tamaraw kept it simple but powerful this week with their 3 E's: effort, energy, and efficiency, hoping those 3 will turn things around for them. Both teams coming from loss, so we can expect them to come in today both focused, feisty, and of course ready for war on the court. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And ngayon sisilipin natin, Coach Mike, yung team standings natin. No? These two squads separated by just a few games in the South. Actually, a game and a half behind ng Mindoro, behind Gensan. But when you look at Gensan's record, they're just 1.5 game behind Zamboangas also for that number 2 spot.
Oo, and pretty much within striking distance sila. To your point na na-mention mo kanina sa number 2, itong Gensan. Samantalang ito namang Mindoro at the very least trying to get to maybe a shot at number 4. If not, then maybe at number 6. So, napakahalaga na makalalabasan itong laban na ito. Especially may dependency pagdating sa next game natin with the game of Batangas later on.
At yung number 1, kaya pa ng Gensan eh, realistically. Yes. Although still a lot of games left in our regular season. But for Gensan, of course, we'll focus on Kyle Tolentino because he has been on a tear the last 5 games, like I've mentioned, Coach Mike, including this one, despite that stunning loss against Gensan. Maganda yung pinakita dito ni Kyle Tolentino.
Yeah, almost all his numbers have actually been above his season average. 25 points, 8 of 16 field goals, 7 of 15 from 3 points. You know, that's a plus 12 in terms of points per game na output ni Kyle in that game. That could have been more than 25, I feel, during that game. Kasi nabantayan lang siya ng husto dun sa dulo at talagang nag-tighten up at nagsikip yung depensa nitong Cebu leading up to that win over the team of Kyle.
And let's see if he could build on that performance going up against Mindoro, na isa sa mga manlalaro niya nag-step up, no? Especially with the top 3 scorers for Mindoro who struggled. Ito si Brandre Bienes, no? Dahil nga si Comboy, si Gamalinda at si Sedorifa was held in check dito sa laban nila against Pasay.
Oh, season-wide, 5.9 points per game lang itong si Brandre. Pero in that game, boy, he was 16 points. Season high para sa kanya on a 6 of 11 shooting, couple of assists, and very impressive defensively, coming up with 3 steals while averaging only almost close to 1 steal per game. And so kita mo talaga yung naging effort ni Brandre, not just on scoring, but even defensive.
At binanggit mo, Coach Mike, no? Pag hinambing natin itong dalawang kupunan na ito, ang daming pagkakatulad ng Gensan at Mindoro. Parehong nasa South. At safe to say, I think uulan ng tres sa matchup na ito, Coach Mike.
Why not? You know, you've got the number 1 and the number 2 3-point making teams. Leaders pagdating sa pang mga 3-point makes itong dalawang teams na ito. And really slight advantages everywhere, but you know, nakita mo yung assist, that's a +3 advantage para dito sa Gensan. Samantalang dito naman sa point scoring, it's also a +3 in favor of Gensan. Mindoro, those got a good mix of 2-pointers and 3-pointers, but we'll see how these two perform in this very exciting match.
Alright, handa na sa bakbakan itong Mindoro at Gensan. Punta na natin si Miguel Prey para sa ating starting lineups.
It continues here inside the Batangas City Sports Coliseum. Welcome to our second game between Gensan and Mindoro. Live on Solar Sports, CCC 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Here are the starters, beginning with the Gensan Warriors. Starting at center, number 27, Amar Kosari. Forward, number 41, CJ Gonzalez. Also at forward, number 7, Kyle Tolentino. 2 guard, number 20, Joel Liu. And at 1 guard, number 4, Nico Flash Elorde. The head coach for Gensan Warriors is Counselor Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches, Boying Diloy, Raisel Castro, Paul Coronado, Peter De Ligero, Eman Tolentino, and Ray Javier. Team consultant, Noy Pido. Team managers, Herman Flores. Team owner is Counselor Michael Pacquiao. Here comes the starting 5 for Mindoro Tamaraos. Starting at guard, number 21, Hans Maikong. Playing center, number 27, Jonas Tibayan. Forward, number 17, playing assistant coach, Joseph Sedorifa. 2 guard, number 5, playing assistant coach, Axel Inigo. And a small forward, number 6, Riego Bam Bam Camalinda. The head coach for Mindoro is Benji Chodoro, with Ken Bono, Kim Cinco, and JC Libunao. Team manager, Zandra Norte. Team owner is Paula Oriental Mindoro. Honorable Mayor, Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Gensan will start off with Nico Elorde, Joel Liu, Amar Kosari, CJ Gonzalez, and Kyle Tolentino. Sa panig ng Mindoro, Hans Maikong, Axel Inigo, Jonas Tibayan, Bam Bam Gamalinda, and Joseph Sedorifa. And our referees for this ball game is Manuel Binondo, JR Francisco, Zen Manansala na walang kapahi-pahinga, at si Karina Marte ng ating fourth referee. And noticeably for Mindoro, Ino Homboy coming off the bench, and Maikong is having a start here, a rare start at that para dito sa Tamaraos.
Yeah, pretty much. Samantalang ito naman si Kyle Tolentino is off to his 21st start in 22 games. And interesado ako doon sa move na to get Homboy off the bench. Probably to get, you know, to observe more the game before he gets his flow.
Gamalinda gets it to Jonas Tibayan. Bagsak si Nico Elorde na libre si Axel for free. It will pop out. Battle for the rebound, controlled by Gensan. Quickly, Joel Liu bounce pass to CJ Gonzalez. They will reset their offense. Tolentino, the pass, Kosari lost it. Mindoro, transition opportunity. Tibayan, bola natapik. At may foul din na pinito laban kay Kyle Tolentino.
Yeah, very early you could see the pace of the game really very, very quick para dito sa dalawang teams. The offense, ganda ng ikot ng bola, a lot of ball in man movement. Samantalang defensively, aggressive closeouts na nakikita natin. Bam Gamalinda with a quick jumper. And he's one of the reasons why they're also very good itong Mindoro when it comes to perimeter shooting. Matter of fact, perimeter scoring, they score 6 more perimeter points than that of Gensan. Kyle Tolentino, meantime, not going to his 3 to start and trying to crash that lane and making it.
2-all agad after that Tolentino basket. Axel to Bambam Gamalinda. Little bit sloppy to begin from both squads as Maikong got fouled while taking that shot.
And that is going to be a very important rotation piece on the starters. Maikong, I feel, brings a lot of energy defensively and even on the offensive side of the floor, which is pretty much aligned to what's Coach Benji, the 3 E's of Coach Benji, which is effort, energy, and then efficiency.
Fresh off a championship. Ito si Hans Maikong for the Olivares College Sea Lions in the UCAL.
And I feel yung part ng efficiency na ina-address nito ng Mindoro is relative to their last game against Pasay, which efficiency really was an item in that game. Missed 3 right here for Gensan.
Mindoro, 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter, has a 1-point lead. Sedurifa goes up strong for the basket.
So far, we have not seen so much 3-point attempts. Everybody's going to their perimeter plays first. Post-split action here.
Kasi maliban sa 3-point makes, pati attempts number 1 and 2 sila eh.
Correct.
Mindoro is 1, number 2 ang Gensan.
Yes. Well, Mindoro gets close to 35 attempts per game and making 11 of them. Samantalang ito namang Gensan, 33 attempts to which they make roughly about 10. So, slight advantage lang kung pupunahin mo pagdating dyan sa 3 points. Pero it's really because a lot of their movements have been, hinged on making shots from 3.
Mintes yung tira. Mindoro, 1 and done, and a foul called on Hans Maikong.
Ganda rin ng tapatan ng labanan ng Guardia dito. Look at this. Nico Elorde with Maikong on him. And then Joel Liu on Achinigo. See that good drive right there by Kyle Tolentino. Able to finish it.
Elorde. Oh, Gonzalez able to slither through. Rolls it in para dito sa Gensan.
Gusto ko dun yung naka-stay in control. Binasa ng mabuti kung anong gagawin ng depensa at nakita niyang open yung baseline. And he went in there and claimed it. Meantime, Maikong trying to go backdoor amidst that sticky defense of Nico Elorde.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Baseline inbound, Inigo locating Bambam Gamalinda. Free for a free. Jonas Tibayan can't score. 1 and done again for the Tamaraws. Another foul, this time on Axel Inigo. 3 fouls each. Laban sa Gensan at Mindoro. Sorry, just a second team foul laban dito sa Mindoro. So we haven't seen those barrage of frees from either squad. In fact, combining for just 1 attempt from beyond the arc. Joel Liu to CJ Gonzalez. Balik kay JLY. Liu. Gonzalez, swing pass. Elorde, thought about it. Floats it up. Short. Rebound, RJ Ramirez. Rebounding is going to be key here in this matchup, Coach Mike.
Yep. Again, good curl job by Bam Gamalinda after that ball got swung to that ball side wing, curled off of it, put that ball on the floor once and attack that rack again.
Liu will be charged with that offensive foul.
Joel Liu, trying to take it against the defense of Inigo.
The reason I mentioned rebounding is isa rin yan sa naging demise nitong Mindoro against Pasay in that blowout loss. Minus 16 sila sa rebounding. And Gensan is the #2 rebounding team in the league, 49.1, and also great in the offensive glass. I think that's been the main difference why Gensan is slightly ahead despite the similarities in the style of play between these two squads.
And you'd like to think in terms of, big men. Advantage itong Mindoro, Bam Gamalinda, Bienes, those guys are athletic enough to play the big spot. Samantalang dito sa very few you could see Gonzalez, Bringas, for the most part really playing small itong Gensan Warriors.
Especially, we're not seeing Larry Rodriguez in uniform.
Yes, isa na yon sa mga dahilan kung bakit.
We have a coach's challenge early here at the 5-minute and 23-second mark of quarter number 1. Coach Elvis Tolentino will challenge the last call para dito sa Gensan. At babalikan natin yung resulta sa aming pagbabalik.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge from counselor coach Elvis Tolentino.
Oh yeah,
So-
no foul.
Offensive foul
Oo.
initial call.
Yep.
Heruta now in with Marwin Jonicio. Pupukol sa 3 si Kyle Tolentino. Left it short. Mindoro holds on to this 1-point lead. Blocking foul on Tonton Bringas as Jonas Tibayan drove to the basket.
I still say Jonas Tibayan is a handful to take. Especially kung meron siyang a couple of dribbles heading into the paint. Kasi, well, if you shut that door down on him, on that lane side drive from the baseline, kaya rin niya pumoste, no? Tsaka maganda rin yung footwork. And, may karga din pagdating sa movement niya inside. Maganda rin ang footwork at can able to score off contact. So you get a player like that in Jonas Tibayan, there will be some points in some games that you would have to go to him on the post para dito sa Mindoro.
And you like how he has kept himself above water because merong portion during the time na nag-take over si Coach Benji na nawala siya sa rotation
Yes.
But like a true professional, has stayed even keel and now has found himself starting here for Mindoro in back-to-back games as Tonton Bringas naman for Gensan lays it up and in.
And really just staying ready, no? Para sa when his name gets called, he's going to be able to perform.
Past the halfway point of the first period.
And I feel if there's one thing that the Mindoro team is never short of, it's always preparation. Oh, wow, Gamalinda really working hard inside. I do feel he thinks that he can take on anyone on the side of Gensan inside the paint.
Matchup problem kasi talaga eh.
Oh,
6'4", but can handle the ball, can shoot from the outside.
it doesn't matter, you know, paint twos, non-paint twos, he can score off of you.
Tapos sobrang swabe pa nung mid-range game.
Oh.
Mintis nga lang yung first free throw niya dito. The former San Beda Red Lion. May balita muna tayo kay Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Bam Bam Gamalinda said his plan today against Gensan is to keep the momentum high by staying aggressive and vocal sa loob ng court. Para sa kanya, malaking factor daw ngayon for Mindoro yung trust that they've built with each other. Kasama na doon yung pagtanggap sa lapses and having that willingness to improve in every game. Kung magtutulungan kami at di matitinag sa energy, mas malaking chance namin to pull this off, he shared with determination. Back to you guys.
Ayan naman yung dinadala ng isang veterano, no? Si Bam Bam Gamalinda. Keeping it simple for Mindoro, and they have the goal of entering the top 6. Right now, they're at the 7th spot. Coach Mike as Masaglang grabs the rebound for Gensan. At least, i-avoid mo na yung play-in, no? Top 6 ka na. So, first round matchup mo, posibleng baka ito pa, baka laban nila kung they end up number 6 or number 5. You'll never know because a lot of things can happen during the final weeks of the regular season.
That is right. And to think that the start of the season was not so smooth para dito sa Mindoro. They were, in the first 6 games, they were 1 out of 6. And, you know, it's hard to believe that they're not even going to make the playoffs at that rate that they were starting, despite the talent that they have. But a good recovery midstream para dito sa Mindoro, because their next 5 games after their first 6 they were 4-1, losing only by 4 points to Pampanga, which really shows, hey, these guys are for real.
Pareho sila ng Gensan eh, kasi Mindoro 1-5 to begin the season. Gensan was at 2-4.
Yes.
Before
in the first 6 games, no?
In the first 6 games.
Right.
And then they went on to win the 9 of their next 11 games. Pero last 4 games nila 2-2, no, including that stunning loss against Cebu. Itong Mindoro naman, ganda rin nga ng pagka-recover nila, pero ang sama nung talo nila against Pasay. That was a 23-point beatdown the Voyagers dealt to the Tamaraws, as Ino Comboy is now in for Mindoro.
At saka when you look at itong Gensan Warriors, you see a 3 attempt there by Janicio. There were actually 4 games very winnable for them. That could be a +4 in terms of their win records. Pampanga, they lost by 3. Caloocan, they lost by 3. Basilan, they lost by 3. And Quezon, they lost by 4. And so, you know that when you get into the playoffs and you go up against the Gensan Warriors, it is going to be a tough match against these teams.
Si Coach Elvis, ginamit na yung kanyang pangalawang available na challenge. He already used one earlier. It was successful. That's why he has an opportunity for another one. But early here in the first quarter, very interesting. Just 7 minutes in, and we have another challenge. We'll be back for the result of this one.
Upon review, the challenge was inconclusive. Therefore, the challenge has been nullified. Initial
Inconclusive
ruling on
yung
the
challenge.
first
So
is
meron pang isa. Ulit si Coach Elvis.
And Coach Elvis, definitely did not like that. See this here, that pass.
Hirap sabihin
Oh,
kung
hirap
tumama pa talaga kay Ping o hindi.
Yeah.
Hindi rin nagbago yung direksyon ng bola. Mindoro protecting a 2-point advantage. Ramirez off the bounce, floating in the air, can't get it to go. Yenes grabs the rebound, 3-point shot by Axel Inigo.
Well, first 3-point make in this game between the top 2 3-point shooting teams this season. And Axel sinks it.
Tolentino can't answer. Inigo with a rebound. Mindoro, 5 points ahead. Magat, balik kay Axel.
Waited for that roll, didn't get it.
Bienes puts it on the deck. Brandon Bienes fading away, left it short. Marwin Jonicio grabs the board. Heruta. In the paint, Aaron Heruta off the glass and in.
We understood that he had foot speed advantage over that defense. And so he just went at it. And Bienes pretty much late on that switch. Eto na si Heruta tsaka si Wendell Comboy.
3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Step in 3 right there for Achi. Can't leave that guy free for the most part.
$15-12 is the tally. Gensan, pagkakataon na makalapit o makatabla. Tonton Bringas getting some minutes with the absence of Larry Rodriguez. Tolentino will troop to the line for 2 free throws.
Matchup problem rin talaga to si Kyle Tolentino. Makes threes, can put the ball on the floor, can dive, can get off pin downs and get inside the paint. For the most part, mas guardia bumabantay sa kanya na mas maliit. And so, he's got that advantage inside. Tsaka kumpiyansa no?
Yeah. 4 of the last 5 games, at least 20 points. Si Kyle Tolentino. Those are his season averages. And I think he's gotten better at his shot selection. Si Kyle Tolentino, no?
Tsaka even sa decision making, he understands when, I've got a shot or when he's forcing it. Matter of fact, he's leading in terms of points, offensive rebounds, and he's second when it comes to total rebounds and second as well when it comes to steals. Oh no, good swing for Kyle.
Good looking stroke from Kyle Tolentino.
And really just staying to how they play the game. You get the ball on one side and Heruta immediately swings it the other side with the defense pretty much, concentrated on that right side of the floor. That left side corner was free for Kyle to take.
And 5 straight points from Kyle Tolentino as he buries this 3-point shot. A 7-0 run for the Gensan Warriors as they retake the lead 17-15. Timeout Mindoro. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Glad to have you with us here on the Monday evening dito po sa Batangas City Coliseum. Mindoro laban sa Gensan. Kyle Tolentino ay meron ng 9 na puntos para sa Gensan Warriors.
At ang mga nakaka 3 points pa lang dito sa dalawang teams na to, parehong guardia. Si Axel Inigo at saka si Kyle Tolentino.
Galang, masyadong malakas. yung kanyang tira. Junicio. Napunta kay Tonton Bringas.
Oh,
What a
wow.
cut backdoor by Ping Masaglang, who goes for the reverse.
Sipag rin talaga nito ni Ping Masaglang. Perimeter-wise, always cuts to the open spot that's available. That time, a basket cut through the baseline.
Great read by Comboy, finding a cutting Marion Magat for the basket, and a bonus free throw coming up. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
It's all about reads and decisions. Yung kanina, yung magandang pasa kay Marion Magat. Ito naman yung magandang pasa papunta dun sa undergoal layup ni Ping Masaglang. I feel the crucial part of that basket by Marion Magat was he understood na okay, 2 on the ball na sila, wala na lumalapit sa akin na defender, so I will just slip it. And so he slipped it and immediately went to the cup. And with his length and his size, he pretty much has very little challenge going there.
Coach's challenge ulit, hiniling ni Coach Elvis. At babalikan natin yung resulta na yan.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful challenge, pero counted yung basket ni Marion Magat.
Oh, straight up drive right there on the middle. Halos wala namang nakahawak sa kanya eh. And there was very little contact to that drive by Marion Magat. So good challenge by Coach Elvis.
6 seconds left here in this quarter. Gensan,
Good defense.
Tolentino. And a steal to cap off the first quarter for the Mindoro Tamaraws. But a strong finishing kick for the Gensan Warriors in this quarter. And after trailing by 7, they were able to take over here. Kyle Tolentino was the instrumental guy para dito sa Gensan in the first quarter, Coach Mike.
Well, contrary to our discussion earlier, that this is going to be a lot of three-point attempts made so far. Pretty much the effort has been more on the perimeter side. And later on na lang tayo nakakita ng three-point makes from Kyle and Axel. And, good execution by both these teams. So far, Mindoro answering that call for the 3Es by Coach Benji.
19-17, Gensan ahead by 2 after the end of the first quarter. You covered this game, Coach Mike. Gensan losing to Cebu here, 100-94.
Yeah, ang ganda ng recovery ng ng Cebu actually for the most part. Gensan and Cebu battling it out, pero yung defense ang binigay. I feel specifically with Mac Talio doing a good job on Kyle Tolentino, but later on, June Manso and the rest of the guys really responding and getting that win, 6-point win over Gensan. They control the boards itong Cebu, points in the paints. Hindi rin na-control yan ng Gensan. They were minus 24 in that department. And lalo na pagdating doon sa second chance points where they gave up 14 more second chance points para dito sa Cebu. And Cebu pretty much worked really hard on the glass, which resulted to that win para sa kanilang team.
That's why I mentioned for Mindoro the importance of rebounding here, because Cebu, despite the fact that Gensan had more 3-point shots made, as we see that bank shot from downtown from Ino Comboy. Cebu was able to out-rebound Gensan by 10, 51 to 41.
Oo.
And Gensan is number 2 in rebounding dito sa ating liga.
That is right. And a lot of that has to do with the defense also of Cebu in that game. They made, especially in the second half, when they made it very uncomfortable for the Gensan Warriors. There were instances when you felt that Gensan was actually rushing it, contrary to how they normally would play. They play with a lot of pace, but they're pretty much in control. See this 3 right here by Ino Comboy going glass straight up.
Ino Comboy was 0 out of 6 from 3 against Pasay in their last game. And that's very important to note, as we have a foul whistled on Mindoro here. Because prior to that game, Coach Mike, 15 straight games, at least 3 triples made.
Right.
Si Ino, he had an incredible run of those 3-point shots. As ito si Gama Evangelista mintes sa kanyang jumper.
Kaya nga pagdating sa performance, as you see a 3 attempt here, missed this time by Ethan Galang. Pagdating sa performance ng Mindoro that game, much as Pasay did their good work against Mindoro, somehow you feel na parang ano ba to, nagkaroon ba ng glitch sa Mindoro in that game, which is, you know, including yung shooting performance na yon kay Ino Comboy.
Marvin Jonicio sticks in that jumper, 21-20. Gensan retakes the lead.
He's one of the important other guy para dito sa Gensan Warriors. Ito si Marvin Jonicio. He's been pretty much for the most part, you know, focused more on the defensive side of the floor, pero alam mo may kayang ibigay pagdating sa offense.
Sorella, the layup won't work. Bagsak si Galang at si Jonicio. Play continues. Bangkale. Comboy, thought about it. Back to Jeco Bangkale. Free for a free. It's good.
Well, definitely it's only a matter of time before Bangkale starts contributing significantly to the cause of the Mindoro Tamaraos. He's just a very good addition to the guard rotation of Mindoro. You've got Axel, you've got Ino, and then you've got Bangkale.
Young point guard who won a championship with Mapua. Speaking of winning a championship in the NCAA, this guy, Mark Cruz, nanalo naman ng kampeonato for the Letran Knights.
Yeah, and of course, itong si Mark Cruz, kami yung medyo naging biktima niyan, yung San Bede.
Ay, oo.
Grabe yung nilaro
Memorable
niya.
pala pa kasi
Oo,
yun.
napaka-memorable. Kaya naluluha ako pag nakikita ko si Mark Cruz. But now, it's tears of joy because I get to cover his games. But man, he was so good in that series.
That time, Mark Cruz turns the ball over. We have a timeout requested by the Gensan Warriors. Little over 3 minutes gone by in the second period. We have a tied ball game at 23 apiece. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Very tight contest as expected between these two squads. Jeco Bangkale, Ethan Galang, fresh off their collegiate stints. Joel Liu, and the rest of the Gensan Warriors want to finish at least in the top 4. At least dun kasi sa first round may home court advantage kayo. But again, there's that outside shot of finishing number 1 or even number 2 with the way the teams are stacked in the South Division, Coach Mike.
Oo, napakadikit ng pwestuhan
Ayun
pagdating sa South, no? So, up until now, hindi mo malaman kung who would really end up being in the top 4. Unlike sa Norte, talagang pretty much nagkakaalaman na lang doon kung sino yung 1, 2, and 3 na lang between Abra, Nueva Ecija, and San Juan.
Mintes yung tira sa labas ni Marwin Jonicio. Gamalinda, nakabuelo. Ito, bedista to.
Oo, bedista yan, si Bam Bam. Pero ang gusto ko doon sa ginawa ni Bam Bam, you pretty much see it in him. You know, try to look for a shot outside if within his zone. If not, he's gonna stampede and immediately attack on the catch. Very rarely do you see him catch it and hold that ball. Pretty much a lot of times he puts it on the move. Either he's shooting it or moving it.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Tsaka ano to finesse player din pagdating sa poste, no? Ganda ng footwork. And got a good soft touch from the perimeter and even on the free throw line. He's a 72% free throw shooter to si Bam Gamalinda.
Siping mo, nagkampi sila ni Coach Alex, ha?
Oo.
Di ba?
Oo.
Isa sa mga championships nila back in the late 2000s.
This was the time of sila Pong Escobar,
Oo.
no? Pong Escobar,
Yusef
si
Aljamal.
Alex, Yusef Aljamal.
Shaq Taganas,
Yeah.
Sam Ekwe.
Well, the reason that I say that, I remember that is because some of their teammates in the other team B I got to coach. Sila James Odencial, Dexter Mikituan, ayun na yun, no? Sa baba. Nico Lorde talaga, hindi ka mawawala ng no? Physical na aksyonan
Alam mo na inganyo ko kasi nung last game, as Nico Elorde will get fouled, ang kabantayan at kasabungan ni Nico Elorde was Jun Manso.
Jun Manso, that's right.
Ngayon si Jeco Pangkale, those two were traded off each other during the window.
Oh,
diba?
yes, that's right.
Si Pangkale na galing Cebu,
Lumipat.
napuntang Mindoro. Si Manso na galing Mindoro, pumunta sa Cebu.
Oo.
Wala lang, nabanggit ko lang.
Pero ang ganda nung nalabanan ng dalawang gwardiya na yun. Hindi rin sumusuko talaga si Jun Manso and Jun Manso really was able to lead his team to that win, especially yung mga crucial baskets niya later on in that
Mitchell
match.
Carmen Elorde, always supportive of Nico. Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Yung pinsan ni Nico, si Alec Elorde, who plays for the Parañaque Patriots, became our player in San Beda, Alabang. I got to handle them. And so, I might not have met Nico personally or talked to him, pero in some games, nakita ko rin si Nico. He was also supporting Alec.
Tabla na naman tayo, 25 all. Under 6 minutes left in the second frame. Maikong, full head of steam. Can't get it to go. Apreco with a rebound. Kyle Tolentino to Apreco. Bringas, 20-footer. Knocks that one down.
Yan ang napaka-importante na parte ng rotation para dito sa Gensan. I feel Bringas with his ability to knock down perimeter shots is gonna help spread that floor for Gensan. Good kick.
Cedo Rifa can't drill in that three-point shot.
He's gonna rise up.
Tolentino, my goodness!
You immediately knew that he was gonna take that shot. He surveyed that floor. He got enough space. Range, no problem for Kyle Tolentino. He can pretty much launch it from there. And what you're amazed at is yung layo ng tira niya, no? This one first by Bringas, the importance of knocking down perimeter jumpers, especially when guys get attached to their cutters. But look at this range by Kyle Tolentino. He just lets that flow and through the net.
12 points now for Kyle Tolentino. Gensan is up 30-25, timeout Mindoro. Kyle Tolentino in cruise control, picking up from where he left off. 12 points. Efficient shooting from the field, 66.7% to go along with his 3 rebounds. And for more on Kyle, let's go to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Kyle Tolentino said that all of them sa team aware na hindi pwedeng ma-down just because of one loss. They are pushing through with that next game mentality. No time to lose focus kasi si Coach Elvis, his dad, lagi daw silang pinapaalalahanan na hindi pwedeng maging kampante kahit nasa taas sila ng standings, and mas stricto daw siya ngayon with minor adjustments, making sure that everything falls in the right place for them. The goal is jump ball pa lang, strong start na so we can get the momentum we need, said Kyle. And it looks like momentum is really favoring him. Back to you guys.
Aggressive naman si Kyle simula pa lang, no? And as a result, lamang ang Gensan ulit ng 5 puntos.
Well, aggressive and efficient on the shooting. No, he has not missed from the perimeter. Half of his shots he makes from 3, and he's made all of his couple of free throws. And the thing is, right now, how you observe, Mike Kong is trying to get in the head of Nico Elorde. As previously there was, some action between those two.
That's always been the question, no, for Kyle Tolentino, because certainly he has the talent as Sorella swoops in for the putback. The talent, the size, the length, the athleticism, the height. But for a guy his size and with his talent, he's only averaging 35.4% from the field. But in his last 5 games, a complete turnaround. Binanggit ko na nga, no, yung kanyang averages during that stretch. 23.5 points per game, plus 10 sa kanyang season averages. And pinapakita niya, no, it certainly is no fluke. And especially with how high the ceiling is for Kyle, it's gonna bode well for Gensan moving forward.
And I feel it's only, a matter of time before he actually gets his groove. And, thankfully for the Gensan Warriors, he has. And I think it helps that you have your dad as a coach because I'm sure come family time, pinag-uusapan rin nila eh. Ito yung mali mo, ito yung kailangan mong i-improve. And just having parang more or less 24/7 available tips from your coach. That's clearly an advantage para dito kay Kyle. Oh, what a spin by Sedorifa.
Sedorifa able to get through the defense. 32-27. The Warriors still up by 5.
Sedorifa, one of the rare combo of good 3-point shooters that can also put the ball on the floor and create if need be.
Intended backdoor play. A kick ball violation against the Mindoro Tamaraws. Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, so far in 2-man action, that's what they've been doing para dito sa Gensan Warriors, trying to concentrate on the ball handler, bringing 2 on the ball, and pretty much those slips and those open gaps. That's where Mindoro's been attacking. Earlier we saw that in Marion Magat. Now kanina nakita natin yun kay Sedorifa.
Tinawagan ng foul si Kyle Tolentino.
And I feel nalulusutan sila dun sa 2 on the ball situation nila kasi hindi ganun ka-aggressive yung dalawang nag-a-approach sa bola. So there is so much space that you allow the offensive guy in Mindoro to get a good read and make the right decision.
Warning on number 7.
Ping Masaglang comes in for Kyle Tolentino. Ang laki ng frontline ngayon ng Gensan.
Yes.
Felix Aprecu, Tonton Bringas, and Michael Sorella.
And it almost feels like this is going to be a perimeter offensive game para dito sa Gensan Warriors with this 5 on the floor. Oh man.
Pino Comboy with a mid-range J drifting left. Certainly not an easy feat. 2.5 to go in the second frame. Down to a 1-possession ball game.
Taas rin ang percentage sa perimeter nito ni Ino. Close to 50%. Almost making half of his shot attempts in a game.
Nawala yung bola kay Michael Sorella. Turnover laban sa Gensan.
And so far they have made things difficult for Nico Elorde. So now Nico goes to the bench, approaching the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, probably to get enough rest especially as they head into the break.
Turnovers, Gensan may 6 na laban sa 3 ng Mindoro.
So for story, offensive-wise, Gensan doing so much better shooting from the perimeter. Samantalang ito namang Mindoro, medyo bumababa yung 3-point making as right on cue, Sidorifa knocks down a 3 from the corner.
9 points to lead his team in scoring. Joseph Sidorifa. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
A good read right there, holding that corner 3 was Sidorifa. Missed that drive by Jonas Tebayan. Good kick, and good make.
And forcing the hand of Coach Elvis Tolentino, we are knotted at 32 apiece. Ito yung naging laban ng Mindoro sa Pasay. Probably their worst loss of the season given how well they've been playing prior to this game, Coach Mike. 100-75 yung naging score doon.
The biggest story there, in my opinion, is yung 3-point field goals. That was what? 21 3-point makes para sa Pasay, which is literally minus 12 in terms of those makes.
That's why Mayor Ina Alegre was visibly disappointed. Kasi unahan na sila agad nung first half eh. And I remember during the halftime interview na she was really trying to keep it together. But you could really sense in her demeanor how frustrating that loss was. And alam niya kasi ang ganda na pinapakita ng Mindoro ever since they turned things around after a 1-5 start. But the good news is, given how tight the race is in the South, they're pretty much in the thick of things for that top 6 finish.
Well, it might also be because prior to that loss against Quezon City, they were, winning really good against Bataan, who else? Bulacan, Muntinlupa, Sarangani, almost in double digits each time. But when they got to Quezon City, they lost by 11, then barely won against Bataan. They won only by 2 points. Then you lose by 33 against Pasay, who, we all know that just lost Lawrence Victoria and even Warren Bonifacio, the top 2 guys. Not to say that Christian Fajarito has not done well for them, but you kind of expect me adjustment period pa ang Pasay with those key changes, but they really got blown out in that game by Pasay.
Under a minute left, Gensan with a 3-point lead on sportsmanlike foul. Laban kay Bambam Gamalinda, I believe.
And right now they trail by 3 at the half, and Gamalinda does not feel there was enough. We'll see it again right here. Gamalinda.
Hey, nauna eh.
Nauna.
Lagi nahuhuli pangalawa eh. Ayan, isa pa.
Nakadalawa nga naman. Tama naman.
Si CJ agitator talaga yan.
Oo.
He's always been that.
And he loves doing that.
Yeah, that's his role.
Upon review, one sportsmanlike foul on number 6,
Yung mga
Bambam
natutunan rin
Gamalinda
siguro
is
kay
second.
Nico Ilorde pagdating sa mind games.
Yeah. Having a conversation with Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz. Gonzalez, 2 free throws plus possession for Gensan. Mintis nga lang yung una. 45.9 seconds left. You were saying?
Yeah, but I was gonna say you're down just by 3 points. Pero ang mas ang mas concern nila dito is yung yung tawag no. So that I think is one thing that Tamara also trying to raise in this early in this game.
Crucial stretch here.
Post split.
7 seconds left on their shot clock.
Good defense by Shedarifa on that post split action. They're trying to bring in that shooter on the ball side wing.
Gonzalez being bothered. Bagsak si Tonton Bringas. Play continues. Masaglang. Able to hit the rim.
Chance for 2 for 1. Oh, wala na.
They're opting for the best available shot. Comboy with a finger roll. Cuts the lead down to 2.
Good decision by Ino Comboy downhill. Without any rim protection right in front of him. Goes ahead and finishes.
5 seconds remaining. Mark Cruz. Bringas. Gets to the paint but will not get it off in time.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts. They will check it.
That did look like it was still in the hands of Bringas.
Malinaw. In real time sa akin, malinaw eh.
Yeah, sa akin din. Sure looked like it. Kasi medyo nayoyo pa ng konti yung ball before he let go of that shot.
Kamay pa niya eh.
Yeah.
Bumomba pa.
Yeah.
And that will certainly not count. Lucky break if you're Mindoro, as Gensan threatened to pull away, but they find themselves down by just 2 at the half, 36-34.
Welcome back to the MPBL. We're now at the halftime of our second game between the Gensan Warriors and the Mindoro Tamaraos. Muli, ako po si Lyra Ponsalan, and with us tonight is the team manager of the Gensan Warriors, Sir Merman Flores, and of course, the team owner of the Mindoro Tamaraos, none other than Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz. Sir Merman, we all know that it's a do-or-die situation now in the South. What's been the focus lately, especially now that you have more chances to be at the top of the South Division?
Lately, nabubugbog kami eh. So we've been trying to focus on physicality, and hopefully tonight we can show that and get the win.
Any greetings?
Yes, we would like to thank our sponsors, Armor On, Jinky Skin, Sanman Boxing, Mount Sabrina, and sa lahat po ng mga nanonood dyan sa Gensan ngayon, sila Mayora, Lorely Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, and Gov Ruel Pacquiao, at sa lahat po ng mga nanonood dyan sa Taytay ngayon. And syempre, abangan nyo ang Prime PH coming soon.
Thank you very much, Sir Merman Flores of the Gensan Warriors. And now to my right, of course, we have the very beautiful Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz of the Mindoro Tamaraws. It's nice to have you again with us, Mayor Ina. As I've mentioned, the South Division is very stacked right now. Talagang dikit-dikit ang lahat sa standings. From your owner's perspective, what's your approach in keeping the Tamaraws locked in?
Magandang gabi po sa lahat. Siyempre sa lahat ng mga Mindoreños, para po sa inyo ang laro ng mga Mindoro, ng Mindoro Tamaraws. Right now talaga sobra kaming yung eagerness namin na gawin yung pwede namin gawin para sa team. Sobra yung coach namin, yung practice nila, sobra yung ginagawa nila. And hopefully, no, I always keep my finger crossed na sana mapapasok kami this time. Kasi sobrang tagal, for almost 6 years hawak natin ng team. Talagang ini-aim naman natin mapasama sa playoffs. Yun nga lang yung nire-request ko sa kanila. And hopefully, gawin nila yung tama para sa team.
We hope for the best, Mayor Ina. May mga gusto ka pa bang pasalamatan, especially sa mga napakainit na taga-suporta ng mga Tamaraws?
Yeah, okay. Congressman Arnan Paniligan, sa Starbomb Philippines, sa Gold Sea, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sponsors si Ms. Kian, sa lahat ng nag-sponsor sa Mindoro Tamaraws, maraming salamat po. And God bless you all po.
Maraming salamat, Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz of the Mindoro Tamaraws. The MPBL will be back.
Back with us here at the Batangas City Coliseum where Gensan holding on to this precarious 2-point lead over Mindoro, 36-34. And so far, just in the first half, 8 lead changes, 4 deadlocks. That's how tight this game has been so far in the first 20 minutes of game action, Coach Mike.
Yeah, pretty much. And yung recovery nitong Mindoro with trying to catch up very early against itong Gensan, and Kyle Tolentino really doing good from the field. Pero maganda yung multiple na nag-shot attempts para dito sa Mindoro. Diego Bancale, Axel Inigo, Ino Comboy, all of them doing really good from 3, and so that's why they have 2 more 3-point makes over that of Gensan. The rebounds though has been pretty much controlled by Gensan. That's a +8 rebounding advantage para dito sa Gensan. And you see clearly the help that they're getting off the bench, the value that Dionisio as well as Masaglang and Bringas has brought from the bench support of Gensan has given them a 7-point advantage in that department over Mindoro.
Kyle Tolentino leading the way once again with 12 points in the first half. Siya lang yung nakascore ng double figures for either team. Although maganda rin yung balance naman for Mindoro, no? Sedorifa, Comboy, and Gamalinda. Their top 3 scorers all averaging in double figures. So that's a good sign, combining
Yes.
for 23 points in the first 2 quarters, Coach Mike.
That is very good news indeed para dito sa Mindoro. Now, at the start of the second half, you got to forget about what happened in the first half, learn from their mistakes, and just move on if you want to secure a win here against the Gensan Warriors.
Kasi nung laban nila sa Pasay, combined 28 points lang sila eh. Yung trio na yan, no? And when you look at their averages, they're averaging 35 points.
Altogether, combined, right.
By the way, gusto ko lang batiin, no? Si Jara Antonia DJ Tampos ng maligayang bati. Happy birthday. And shoutout sa ating resident game announcer in the MPBL, si Mr. And Now Richard Tampos.
Yun, happy birthday sa iyong anak, Boss Richard. And also I want to congratulate one of the parents of teammates ni Riley at San Beda Alaba, Prof. Aris Musni, for completing his doctorate studies and degree. And congratulations to you and Gay and family for this milestone, and wishing you more success in life, Prof. Aris.
Okay, we have is it a technical foul? What happened here?
We'll have to clear that out, but I did hear officials on our side talking about technical of that last play.
Faking a foul. Actually, faking a foul pala yun.
Yep.
So, just a warning.
Oh, okay, so that was just a warning.
Oo. Kaya walang technical free throw. So, just to clear that up. First possession, Mintes para sa Gensan Warriors. Mindoro, this time starting combo in the third in lieu of Hans Maikong. Inigo is shot off to the right.
Nothing off there, off that setup for that 3 for Axel. They tried to move that ball. Oh, wow, what a shot by Kyle. What a catch and shoot. Tapos may elevate pa, talagang jump shot yung 3 points. No? Ang hirap nun.
Pero maganda rin yung challenge sa kanya doon. Libreng-libre si Comboy, something you can't afford. But Gensan dodging a bullet.
Oh, yes, they did dodge a bullet.
This yung tira ni Ino Comboy. Ito yung gusto mong makita more often kay Kyle Tolentino. Moving well without the basketball, making life easier for himself and for his teammates.
I think gumaganda na rin yung mga reads sa depensa ni ni Kyle Tolentino, where the ball is and how he's being defended. That time, pretty much overplaying him from the outside, because kanina nakatira ng 3 points from malayo itong si Kyle Tolentino. And so with that ball 1 pass away, the easiest decision to make is really to go backdoor against that defense of Ino Comboy, to which Kyle really went downhill got in the paint and he got fouled.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. 2 for 2 at the line. 14 points for Kyle Tolentino. Ino Comboy joined by Joseph Sedorifa, Bam Bam Gamalinda, Jonas Tibayan, and Axel Inigo.
Middle ball screen.
Bam Bam, pass, Tibayan, same spot. Different result. Meron pang pantay. Ino Comboy with his second three of the ball game for a total of 10 points.
Yung left corner three, sana yan sa paborito ni Ino Comboy. And so kanina, yung tira niya, I'm sure he wanted to make up for it. And he did that second time around.
Joey Liu, binawi naman agad with a free of his own.
Isa na yan sa mga nag-improve sa shooting ni Joey Liu. Javi Palanya might argue about the three-point shooting of Joey Liu, but man, his conversions this season is pretty much better, no, compared to the previous. I think it has to do with kumpiyansa sa pagtira ni Joey Liu.
Ito yung tres ni Ino Comboy.
Good that Jonas Tibayan passed up on that three and gave it up for Ino Comboy. Eto, go under ang depensa ni Axel. Pinagbayad ni Joel Liu yung depensa na yun with a good made three.
Sedorifa malakas yung press. Nagsisimula na yung volume freeze ng Mindoro. They're now 5 of 17 from beyond the arc. They will continue to fire freeze. They're the #1 team in that department.
Yes. And
Uy!
What was that?
Nakatulog yung depensa ng Gensan, ha? Because whistle was blown, ball inbounded, and muntik pa silang makanakaw. Ang bilis pinasa ni Axel eh. Smart play from Inigo.
Akala kasi ng Gensan, pa-set up pa lang yung inbound, no? Not thinking na naibigay na yung bola. Yan ang mahirap sa baseline out of bounds kasi nakatalikod ka. Hindi mo alam kung saan manggagaling yung point of attack.
2 for 2 at the line for Bam Bam Gamalinda. 12 points, 9 in the second half. And that loss against Pasay. So slow start siya eh. 3 points lang siya in the first half. And that basically was the ball game already.
Yes.
Ang laki na ng paon na lamang eh. Uy.
Oo. And oh wow.
Bagsak si Tibayan. Sorella.
And that's a big body. That's on the floor that crashed.
Visibly upset Michael Sorella.
Yeah, we gotta see that. Kasi kanina medyo merong konting bigayan na sa kabila eh. Let's see this right here.
Boy.
Oh yeah.
Not sure what happened prior to that.
No, but before on the other end, meron ng konti. Ayun nga, right through the chin.
Medics, please.
He's down, that's a big-bodied guy right there, down on the floor.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets tossed here. Yeah.
Yeah, it had everything.
Foul on number 16, Mike Sorella. Mike Sorella out of the playing court.
Disqualifying foul as expected.
There was that. That wind-up, it was excessive. Ayun yun.
Hindi ko alam kung makikita natin yung prior play kung may nangyari. Because something had to get Michael Sorella upset there.
The way that I observed kanina, parang a couple of plays back, merong mga merong girian na nangyayari. And so even, I felt that there was even an instance when Marvin Janicio even got into it earlier, previous to this one. And so everybody was kind of surprised na, ito yung nangyari.
And Tibayan still down.
Mabigat niyan. Hindi ganyan kadaling patumbahin yan si Jonas Tibayan. We talked about this earlier at the start of the game, how a big-bodied guy like him can actually take contact inside. Pero ito,
mahirap kasi sa ulo yung tinamaan eh. And
And from our vantage point, medyo nakatalikod si Sorella, so we didn't see how it really went. But
And there was the wind-up.
there was definitely
That's
a
actually a
wind-up.
dangerous play if you ask me.
All right. There was definitely a wind-up, pero that one's a hit na
No place for
malakas
that.
talaga. Yeah, you don't want that here in a basketball game, especially. We've been talking about these quality teams. Both these teams have really, pursued a lot of really good action from the outside and good execution, very poised. And right now, the physicality has, led to this lull right here with Jonas still down on the floor.
Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes and Head of Operations Emer Oreta, they're still trying to look at multiple angles here.
So there's very little movement. Oh, there you go.
Kasi baka possible concussion to. Hopefully
Oh.
not. But
Is that blood
Oo.
on the
yun
hand
nga
of?
eh. Oo
Yeah,
eh.
it
May
is.
dugo din eh.
There is blood.
Sapul talaga siya sa mukha eh.
Yeah.
And yun nga, the dangerous one was the wind-up. And Tibayan
Oh, he's still on his
had
side.
to be carried on the stretcher.
Oh,
Not a good
my,
sign.
Not a good sign.
Hopefully, it's not bad as it looks right now.
Medics are attending to Jonas. But at
I'm
lea-
curious what really happened prior
Yeah.
to that. I wasn't able to see it because we're focused on the
Oh,
ball.
Yes. At saka yung nakatalikod sa atin kung paano binigay yung yung hit na yun eh.
And Sorella is not that type of player. He's a physical player, but he's not a dirty player.
Mhm.
Something had
Triggered.
had him triggered
Yeah.
for him to react that way.
Yeah. And to be responding that way. But we did see on the other end kanina, mga couple of plays ago, na meron talagang nagkaka-physikalan na rin sa ilalim eh. Well, for the most part, the ball was played outside. You're talking about, yung mga 3-point makes and volume shot attempts para dito sa Gensan. See this again right here. There.
Yun ba? Yung kanang braso ba ni Tibayan prior to that? Kasi ito, bumawi talaga siya eh.
Ooh, wow. Straight to the face.
No place
Yeah.
for that kind of antics.
It
In
was,
any sport,
agree.
in any team sport for that
Yeah.
matter.
It was a swing. That was a strong swing.
That was a dangerous play, and our prayers are with Jonas Tibayan, and he's being carried out on the stretcher right now. 41-39. For the most part, this has been pretty much a very competitive game.
Yes.
And a lot at stake here. Gensan, should they win this one, meron silang outside shot of finishing number 1.
Mm-hmm.
They will be just a game behind Zamboanga for that number 2 spot.
Yes.
Ang Mindoro naman, should they win here, it moves them a game closer to some of the teams in the top 6.
Yeah. With the hope, even on an outside chance of getting to number 4. Oh my.
Masakit din dito sa Gensan. They're down one more big. Wala si Larry Rodriguez. Si Sorella is now out
Mhm.
because of that disqualifying foul.
And Jonas, to that point, has played so far. He's been in the game 8 minutes. Had 3 points. All of them coming from the free throw line, where he made 3 and missed 1. He's got a couple of rebounds and 1 assist. And this, I feel, would bring the Tamaraws all the more together.
Now, what you don't want to see is any more of that
Guy, agree.
moving forward.
Let's just keep it to really good within basketball. Action movements. There will be physicality, but let's keep it within the bounds of the game. At the end of the day, these guys have families. These guys have you know, this living that they do on the floor for their families and their teams.
And ayaw mo rin mangyari, no? Yung magkaroon pa ng retaliation on the other side. Any untoward incident happen. Because this is a very important game. Actually, lahat ng games natin today, lahat in the South Division, especially ngayon, no, malapit na tayo matapos sa elimination round.
Right.
And all you want is for you to have momentum on your side heading into the playoffs or in the play-in.
Well, importante dito for both teams. One, Mindoro's got to come together and the hope of getting a good game out of it.
All right, we'll pause for a break. We'll be back. All right, we're back, and again, just to explain everything. So it's a disqualifying foul on Michael Sorella for punching, excessive hard contact, and Jonas Tibayan getting the brunt of that one. And we're hoping for the best for Jonas as he's now back in the locker room, stretchered out.
There's definitely no place for that kind of play here. And so Sorella gets, thrown out of this game.
Yeah.
And most probably will get some reviews from, the leaders of management of this league.
Possible multiple game suspension.
Yes, definitely. And the thing is, he's a good, piece in the rotation of the Mindoro Tamaraws. So this should be a couple of free throws.
For Ray Bienes, must ball possession.
Bienes is going to take this. And then they'll get ball possession.
Now, very critical how Gensan and Mindoro respond here.
Yes.
After this really long lull.
Kasi kanina pa-pick up na yung energy ng game, no? Yeah, the volume shots have been, starting to be seen from both these teams. And now, paano ka magre-respond if you're Mindoro and if you're Gensan on this very long lull and considering what just happened?
Now Gensan has gone smaller, putting Junicio at the 4 spot. Tolentino playing the small forward spot. Now guarding Sedorifa. Junicio hauling in the rebound, but the pass, bit too strong. It ends up with a turnover.
Pass was too loud, intended for Joel Liu, who was trying to leak out the other side. Now you got to defend back again against Mindoro.
Comboy gets blitzed. Bienes, long 2-point shot, no good. Forward pass by Joel Liu. Jonicio, up top, got blocked by Comboy, was Heruta.
That's a travel. That one's definitely a travel. Yeah, and so you see the coaching staff of Coach Boying Diloy telling Kyle to forget it and just go back and defend because he definitely traveled. Well, you see this pass right here as the Gensan Warriors were moving it. Wendell Comboy or Ino Comboy really skied high for that block attempt.
Shot way off from Ino Comboy. Na-check in with Lyra, who has an update on Jonas Tibayan.
Super serious injury alert for Jonas Tibayan of Mindoro. He was stretchered out and rushed to the ambulance after a hard punch on the chin by Micol Sorella of Gensan. Jonas is diagnosed with a concussion, bleeding jaw, lost a tooth, and worst of all, a broken left limb. The medics were visibly shaken and you could literally see the worry written all over everyone's faces. Prayers up for a fast recovery. Back to you guys.
Very understandable. Maraming salamat, Lyra. No? Yung concern on the side of Mindoro. I think Mayor Ina Alegre also checked with Jonas Tibayan as he was headed out, being brought to an ambulance as Bam Bam Gamalinda scores inside.
Well, the optics of what happened earlier and let alone yung report na yun ni Lyra, it just shows you the impact of what just happened. And again, we're praying for quick healing and recovery para dito kay Jonas Tibayan.
43-42, a 1-point lead for the Warriors.
Mindoro's got to forget about that now and play instead for this game and win for Jonas.
Gamalinda drills in a free.
Now on the side of Gensan naman, you got to stay the course and keep competing, keep executing everything that you've done. As we see right here, good pass right there by Jonicio over to RV Bringas.
Chili Tonton.
Tonton Bringas, rather. Tonton Bringas. So you got to remember that you still have a game to play. Whether you're wearing white or you're wearing blue, you still got a game to win.
Halfway point of the third, Gamalinda niluwa yung kanyang tira sa ilalim. Tabla tayo, 45 apiece. Liu back to Heruta. Will reset their offense. Joel Liu against Comboy. 5 on their shot clock. Liu, high looping free. Sedorifa ends up with the basketball for Mindoro.
Now that was not a good offensive set para dito sa Gensan Warriors. You didn't have anyone else touching that rock. Meantime, a lot of activity for the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Great
Bam
find.
Gamalinda, good feed, good find.
Bienes locating Gamalinda inside. Bam Bam Gamalinda, 13 points. Has come alive here in the third period. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Literal, tatlo yung bumantay dun kay Bienes and enough for him to decide to give it up to Bam Gamalinda, who in turn, as he made that shot, was guarded by 2 white shirts.
8 of his 15 points. Gamalinda here in the third period. Jonicio short. Gamalinda is running on the other side, lays it in. 2 more points for the former San Beda Red Lion.
Bam Gamalinda on a flyout after that missed shot by Jonicio. His guy was Jonicio, and so immediately on that miss, rebound secured by Mindoro. Bam Gamalinda flew out for that transition basket.
Check that, that's 11 of his 18 points coming here in the third quarter. Another one of those explosive periods para kay Bam Bam Gamalinda.
They want Bam involved in this action right here. Won't be surprised if Bam slips this and gets that pass and that shot.
Axel challenging the defense of Nico Ilorde. And Ilorde called for that foul.
And you see that Axel, as he was driving, you see this fly out situation right here. So Jonicio misses, Bam flies out, makes that transition basket.
Last break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And Axel Inigo was talking to the referees. He was saying that as that foul got called, as he was trying to make an attempt Marvin Junicio still held on to his arm. So, yung physicality nandun pa rin dito sa game na to.
Mindoro having the momentum at the moment.
And this is kind of expected considering kung what's it at stake, no? Masalo sa placing nitong dalawang teams na to. Well, katulad nga sabi mo kanina, itong Gensan may pagkakataon umabot pa nga sa number 1 and number 2, no?
Yeah. And since that lull, Mindoro has been executing much better. Sedurifa, masyadong malakas. Gensan trailing by 6. Masaglang got fouled.
But everybody's aggressively closing out on any guy that's attacking the paint. And then Nico Ilorde earlier got, in my opinion, got a little bit into something with RJ.
Ang free throw na ito at sa ating Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Before that free throw, it was a 12-4 run after Michael Sorella got tossed by Mindoro. Masaglang 6-2 free throws, lead cut down to 4.
So good response by Mindoro. Kung ikaw naman ang Gensan, patuloy lang. Kasi ito, you're down only by 4 points, which is still, almost 3 quarters remaining in the third and in the entire fourth. Layo pa to.
Ramirez ang nagtitimon. Nasa loob na rin si Marion Magat, maging si Jeco Bangkale. But they turn the ball over. Bola babalik sa Gensan.
Well, miscom right there with RJ and Bienes. Well, as that guy was going downhill on that middle ball action, RJ expected Bienes to be rising up as a pressure release. But that pass was too loud.
Jonicio, catch and shoot free. Bouncing out. Sedurifa ends up with a basketball for Mindoro. Bangkale back to Joseph. Sedurifa puts it on the deck. Kicks it out to Magat. Balik kay Sedurifa. Laban kay Gonzales. Sedurifa lalapit. Fading away. It will roll out. And a rebound controlled by Nico Ilorde.
Marvin has missed a couple. He's not taking that shot. Gives it up to Nico.
Ilorde guarded by RJ Ramirez. Skip pass to Gonzales. Back to Nico. Ilorde spins into trouble. Lost the basketball. Ramirez. Apreku on him. RJ goes right at Felix. But Apreku standing his ground. Masaglang. The escape act but can't finish. Apreku too strong on the follow-up. Masaglang. Piso-piso lang.
Immediately, rising up after falling down on the floor. Thankfully for him, that 50-50 ball went to his side. And just the presence of mind na kunin ng bola, titira kagad.
Lead down to 2 points.
RJ's got to keep his cool right now. Medyo, nagkakagirian rin ng konti. Ito si Masaglang as well as si RJ Ramirez. You got to stay poised.
Comboy has the speed advantage over CJ Gonzales. Puts up a free and knocks that one down. Third triple for Ino Comboy with 13 points.
All his threes, I'd like to believe, have come from that left side of the floor in the first half and a couple here in the second.
Ino Comboy, after his streak of 15 straight games of making at least 3 triples a contest, is now starting to build another streak of that.
That's right. At saka, darating at darating talaga yan. Yan ang by default performance niya. And so, maybe that was just really an off game for Ino. Oh, good mismatch read right there. Nico Ilorde and that cross matchup ended up with Marion Magat. And you quickly go to that. You hunt where you have the advantage.
Maybe game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And Gonzalez and Apreco got caught guarding the outside, and the home in the paint was really left for Nico to contend with. Possessional advantage all the way for Marion Magat in that last play.
Bonus free throw coming up for Marion Bagat. Suited up for Abra last season. 80% from the line. An 18-8 run for the Tamaraws to close out the third. Gensan, last shot opportunity. Gonzalez.
Good defense.
Running here is Ray Bienes. Numbers here for the guys in blue, but he turns the ball over. Pagkakataon para sa Gensan. The lob inside. Masaglang can't finish. Fading away and scoring just in the nick of time for the Gensan Warriors.
How about the crucial couple of plays between these two teams to end the third quarter? That lob, Masaglang blew it. He was able to recover and just got it off right before the buzzer. Just 4 points by Masaglang in last 4. Crucial yan, ha?
Much needed basket para dito kay Ping Masaglang. And we check out our highlights of the game brought to you by Sit Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL Elevate Your Hydration.
Well, we started the third quarter with a lot of, ball action and man movement between these two teams. But there was that long lull later on, and Mindoro tried to make the most out of it. Bam Gamalinda went on a 6-point run, middle of the third, helping out that run, and Ino Comboy closes that out with a huge three-pointer, one of the two that he made in the third.
Headed to the fourth, Mindoro with a 6-point lead over Gensan, 57-51. Hickser, fan of the game, born for greatness. Ang dami naghihiyawan dito sa Batangas City Coliseum.
Kasi dikit na yung laban eh. So, pretty much a back and forth between these dalawang. Tama ba, Ken?
Dikit.
Dikit yung laban, no, di ba?
Well, ever since Michael Sorella got thrown out, Mindoro outscored Gensan by 8 because they were trailing by 2 at that point. Now they find themselves in front by 6, and now they begin possession here in the fourth.
Well, that was a big turnaround in the third quarter in favor of Mindoro. Now, if you're Gensan, you gotta collect yourselves and go back to how you've been performing. What a nice move by Bienes.
Crafty play from the former FEU Tamaraw. 8 na ang lamang ng Mindoro, 59-51. Tolentino, Mintes, Comboy the rebound. To Bangkale. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go here.
Medyo minadali yung tira na yun para kay Bangkale. Didn't have anyone right in front of him. It looked like he was rushing it, thinking that magkakaroon ng blitz na naman sa kanya with that ball in his hands.
Heruta gets into the paint and scores. Checo Bangkale, RJ Ramirez, Ino Comboy, Marion Magat, and Brandre Bienes. Ang 5 ni Coach Benji Teodoro.
Breaking down that defense.
Pull up, no. Jonicio quickly to Tolentino. Kyle pulling up, puts it in.
Well, Kyle Tolentino did what RJ Ramirez tried to do to him on the other end. Elbow jumper, RJ missed it, goes the other way. Kyle Tolentino now with the rock, stops and pops from the elbow, same spot where RJ took it, but this time he makes it.
16 points for Kyle Tolentino. Couple of baskets have pulled Gensan to within 4, 59-55. Fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Glad to have you with us here on a Monday night to open up the week here in the MPBL. A trio of South Division matchups here in the Batangas City Coliseum. Later on, it's Batangas City who will defend their turf laban naman sa Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Muli po Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Guys in blue with a 4-point lead. Comboy tightly guarded by Joel Liu. FEU Tamaraw matchup right here. Comboy in the face of Liu, can't hit it. Jonicio lost control of the basketball, but the recovery, Liu inside, but Jonicio called for an offensive foul. That basket will not count.
Well, at some point in time, matatawagan talaga si Marvin Jonicio. Kanina may mga ganong situation na activities that Marvin gets to do some physicality on the Mindoro side.
Ngayon, bumagsak.
Well, that one though, I don't think there was much.
Ayun nga eh.
Mas mabigat yung mga nauna kanina kaysa that one. I don't think that one, compares to the ones previous.
An important challenge here. Yung resulta niyan sa aming pababalik.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul.
Successful
Basket is
challenge.
good for Canton.
So the basket will count.
Yeah, there really wasn't much in that. Mas ano pa nga yung mga kanina. Ito, sumubok lang talaga ng challenge si Ino. Nagkaipitan lang ng paa. And Marvin didn't see that foot was in there.
6-0 run for the Warriors to pull to within 2. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth period. They go to the post.
Yeah, solo side with Jeff against Marvin.
Si Jonicio, ang hirap kasi
Tibay
dito.
din.
Akala mo payat pero
Oo.
ang tigas ng katawan eh.
Saan tibay di
Oo,
ba?
matibay yan.
Hindi basta nauusog
Aaron Neruta, Kyle Tolentino, Marvin Jonicio, Tonton Bringas, and Joel Liu. Tolentino drifting
Way
left.
off.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah, not a good shot. Didn't have that balance. He felt he rushed it.
But makes up for it with that deflection. The rim run, Tonton Bringas. Great find by Joel Liu as they tie the game up at 59 apiece.
Ang reason kaya naman naiwan yung gitna ng lane na yun para kay Tonton Bringas is because everybody was worried about the three-point shooters of the Gensan Warriors. So everybody was spread out, leaving that middle lane for Tonton.
Bienes, libreng-libre para sa tres. Gets it to go.
And that is a shot that he has to take. Nobody on him. Defense was drop coveraging. You gotta take it.
Bringas airballs that jumper. Babalik ang bola sa Mindoro. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play. On the go speaker, take your music anywhere.
That time they tried to go middle of the floor. Gensan able to deflect it. Other side, Gensan does the same pero walang nakadepensa kay Tonton Bringas on that finish.
Comboy, si Liu pa rin ang nasa harapan niya.
Ganda rin ng matchup na yan, ha?
Parehong taga-FEU.
Yes.
Comboy skip pass to another former FEU player in Bienes who can't hit the fray. Tolentino running out of space, turns the ball over. Inigo, Comboy sets his feet, he fakes the pass back to Axel, who will reset their offense. Under 6 minutes left in the fourth. Gamalinda for free, it's good!
Talk about spacing para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraws. They did have that the first time. Now, Axel Inigo tried to attack the gap, drawing that drop coverage is helped by Tonton Bringas and leaving Bam Gamalinda for an open three.
The mark of a true point guard, Axel Inigo reloading their offense, and Mindoro now has a 6-point lead. Special deal from OneXBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. What a play there, because Comboy was slightly open. You saw Inigo, did not force it, pull it back out, and as a result, with that penetration, he was able to find Bam Bam Gamalinda for that basket. 21 points for Bam Bam Gamalinda, Coach Mike.
Yeah, tsaka maganda yung pagkaka-mention mo, yung look of a point guard and clearly the poise. He didn't have that first option, didn't force it, drew it out, and tried to find the second one, to which, successfully they found Bam Gamalinda to be the least guarded guy for that open three, but only because he drove down the middle.
Jonicio, teardrop, no.
Gensan Warriors are rushing it right now. The shots do not look very comfortable. They have the right thing in mind, pero nagmamadali.
Curiously, we haven't seen Mark Cruz much here in this game. Played only almost 6 minutes in the first half. Might be a case of still not 100%.
Yeah, he's only had a couple of points on a 1 or 2 shooting. Played for just close to 6 minutes.
Ball stolen away by Jonicio. His foot speed, using it to his advantage and scoring for the Gensan Warriors.
Well, that really only happened because Bienes did not replace that vacated spot on the floor with Ino Comboy after that screen action with Bam Gamalinda. You have to meet the pass on that open area down on the floor.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners.
That was too big of a gap for Bienes to be able to recover of that pass. Ino had the right thing in mind. He was thinking that Bienes was gonna rise to that open spot on the floor.
Magat returns for the Mindoro Tamaraws, protecting a 4-point lead past the halfway point of the fourth.
Now this is gonna be 5 minutes of toughness between these two.
Another steal. Mindoro being careless with the basketball. Jonicio with back-to-back baskets.
Reading that play so much better in open transition para dito sa Gensan Warriors. They got numbers. They had a 3-2 break of that miscue, a turnover, which they ran the other way. A good decision by Ping to leave it up for Marwin for that finish.
Jonicio with 8 points and 10 rebounds, closing in on a double-double, and now Gensan closing in to this lead. It's down to 2. You look at the contributions of this trio against Cebu, combining for 36 points Mark Cruz, Joel Liu, and Marwin Janicio.
Yeah, that pretty much was a good contribution for these three guys. Ang ganda ng percentage ng shooting. The rebounds were pretty good as well collectively. But, you know, really just guys checking on Kyle Tolentino. His missed shots, which I felt he hurried later in the game. And Jun Manso just providing the finishing touches for that win by Cebu. And, you know, let's not forget, Mark Meneses was pretty good in that game. He was solid all throughout.
Dalawa ang lamang ng Mindoro. 65-63. Sedorifa laban kay Kyle Tolentino. Almost another steal, but that time a foul will be whistled against Marwin Janicio.
Well, you have to admire the efforts of Marwin Janicio. He gets the not so easy assignments defensively. I mean, Bam Gamalinda scored a lot of points. He scored what, 20 here in this game? 21, 7 of 10. And for the most part, it's been Marwin that's defending against him.
Apat na ang foul ni Marwin Janicio. One more and he's gone. Such a critical part of what they do.
Oh,
About the
definitely.
Gensan Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mindoro with 6 on their shot clock. Gamalinda can't bail them out. Ball ends up with Elorde. The pass, masaglang. Gonzalez fails to finish. Masaglang again. Able to clean that one up.
Masaglang is that calm amidst all this rushing by the Gensan Warriors. 3 crucial baskets, in my opinion, here in the second half.
6 straight points. Another deadlock.
They're going to start attacking Marwin right now, understanding that he's got 4, and he pretty much defensively should be the weakest link to the defense of the Gensan Warriors. The question here is, who is, in an event that Marwin Janicio gets his foul, he's done.
Si Janicio nga, inapituhan doon.
Yeah, he's done.
Still a lot of time left in the fourth.
Agree. And so which brings to, leading up to my question, who's gonna step up in the absence of Marwin Janicio? You got Kosari, you got Gonzalez, Apreku. Well, Joel Liu can give you that effort, but size-wise, you know, you're losing a lot with putting in Joel Liu.
So it's Apreku who's getting the opportunity here.
You bring in Apreku, you got size, but then again, mobility-wise, that's what you give up with Marwin Janicio going out. And so the other guys would really have to run the break here. And when I say the other guys, I mean Ping Masaglang, Kyle Tolentino, and Nico Ilorde.
Actually, just simply being a threat on offense, no?
That's right.
Si Janicio. And
Kasi defensively, makukuha mo yan kay Apreco, pero yung threat on the offensive end, you know, the other guys gotta step up.
66-65.
Oh, man.
3-point shot, knocked down by Kyle Tolentino. Lamang na sila dito, 68-67.
Regardless whether he's rushing previous shots or not, the moment that he gets that shot on the go, he will continue to take it. Speaking of Kyle. Switch.
Gamalinda, great defense by Gonzalez. Sedorifa, that was a well-challenged shot but makes it anyway from long distance.
That one's big for Sedorifa. You played good defense on one of the leading scorers in Bam Gamalinda, and you leave it up for Sedorifa, who comes up with a really good decision to take that shot.
4-point lead. Tolentino.
Oh man, that's a wild shot by Kyle.
Dalaway nakabantay, but luckily they get the ball back off a steal. Mindoro has had a lot of careless turnovers here in the fourth period. Elorde, bounce pass to Masaglang. Gets to his spot. Masaglang off the glass and in.
Wow, Masaglang. 8 points in this quarter. And his baskets have really been steady para dito sa Gensan.
Not only that, those offensive rebounds
Yeah.
have been key. Remember, Gensan coming into this game is #1 in offensive rebounding. Comboy though, able to get past the defense. Apreku will not force it. The cut. Elorte. No whistle.
No, that's what you give up with the Preco inside. That would have been a good finish for Marvin Dionisio if that was Marvin. But, you know, you had to give it up, find another guy that would be able to finish open floor.
Mindoro will take their time. Up by 4.
Danger time here.
Gamalinda off the heel. Apreku the rebound. Almost lost it. They can review it under the last 2 minutes.
But based on what we saw, it looked like last touch by Axel. Sure looked like he tapped it out.
A minute and 17 left. A review here on that last out-of-bounds play.
Dito na magiging mahalaga yung value ng three-point shot making. I mean, if you call this, if they bring this ball up court, do you look for a 2 or do you look for a 3? Either way, you know, you have a really good chance, you know, when you put up a really good set. Now, Kyle Tolentino has knocked down a shot. Ping Masaklang has been very good from the perimeter. You know, how will these two play out here in this next play para dito sa Gensan Warriors, assuming that they get the ball?
In a battle between the top 2 3-point shooting teams, Mindoro is +7 in makes. They're 10 out of 29, a respectable 34% shooting clip from 3-point distance. Gensan is only 3 of 16. But what's keeping them in the game has been rebounding. +22 ang Gensan Warriors, Coach Mike. And +11 shot attempts.
Yeah,
that's why they're only down by 4.
Yeah, they're getting that from mostly from the perimeter because of the second chance opportunities.
At the 3-minute and 20-second mark of the fourth quarter is a 3-point conversion. Therefore, our official score is 73 for Mindoro, 70 for Gensan.
Yan, nakakatulong rin yung mga free throw makes nitong Mindoro where they are +5. They have 15 makes versus the 10 of Gensan. So really it's the second effort for the most part involving Ping Masaglang.
Okay, just to recap, Gensan is in penalty. Mindoro has yet to foul. Gensan still has 2 timeouts. Isa na lang ang timeout ng Mindoro. Crucial possession here for the Warriors. So, it seems like
They missed out on Ping Masaglang underneath. He was free. Preco didn't see him.
73-70. Joel Liu, the cross. Attacks. Too strong. Apreku. Offensive rebound. Gonzalez. It will roll out. And a foul on Ping Masaglang.
Well, Ping got out position after that shot by Gonzalez. Apreco secures another offensive rebound, tries to find shooters outside, couldn't find Kyle, couldn't find Ping. Instead, he settled for Gonzalez on that elbow jumper. In the ensuing play, Ping got out position, and so he lost that battle for the rebound.
By the way, I think yung tira kanina ni Kyle Tolentino got upgraded into a 3-point shot.
All right.
Kasi kanina 73-69 eh. Now it's 74-70 after that made free throw. Credit to Mindoro for hitting their free throws tonight.
Yes.
16 out of 19. Make that 17 out of 20. 85%. I'm sure Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz is happy. Mindoro raring to bounce back in that loss against Pasay. Timeout Gensan. This was Ino Comboy against Pasay. Just 8 points, 0 of 6 shooting from free. Those are her season averages, but just to give you context on how impressive he has been the last 3 months prior to this dud. Well, here tonight, he rectifies that with 15 points, tatlong tres, 37.5% shooting from free, 3 out of 8. Prior to this, Coach Mike, grabe, 17 points on 44.6% shooting from the field, 41.3% from free, 4.3 frees a game. Yun yung sinasabi natin stretch na at least 3 triples in 15 straight games.
Yeah. And that really has contributed a lot to, almost a steal right there by Mindoro. That has contributed a lot to the numbers on the three-point makes para dito sa Mindoro. Wild shot by Kyle.
Shot clock still an issue.
One more.
Tolentino will not get it off in time.
Yeah, won't get it in time.
Clearly in his hands.
But he really is their best bet in terms of three-point shot making. Kyle Tolentino, he's had the most makes. He's the only one with multiple makes from 3. He's 3 out of 8. Or 3 out of 7 prior to those attempts.
Homeboy having trouble inbounding. Delikado yan, masaglang. Just running out of space.
And you immediately see Axel Inigo pointing to Bam Gamalinda, who could have gone back to pressure release down the middle as Axel got pressured near the sideline.
No need to foul if you're Gensan. But Mindoro will certainly burn some time.
Yeah, especially understanding that Gensan's already in penalty.
Sedorifa, 6 on the shot clock. Gonzalez in his grill. 3 seconds left. Sedorifa lost it. Ramirez off the glass. Again, a shot clock violation this time against Mindoro, but they burned as much time as possible. Game clock down at 16.1 seconds. Gensan using their final timeout. They're still down by 5, 75-70. And Coach Mike, no? Nakita natin gaano ka-important yung possession na yon. And it leaves little time on the clock para dito sa Warriors. Let's listen in to the huddle.
Bigay ng screen. Ngayon, ito. Ito. Pag sinalubong ka, tingnan mo to, ha? Pag sinalubong ka nito, hindi. Si ano to, yung isang big man. Ikaw. Pag ito, pag binigyan ka ng screen dito, pagka nandito siya, tulak mo rito, punta ka ron. Pagka nandito, tulak mo rito, punta ka ron. Ito dito, ang labas nito, dito sa labas, dito sa flare, ha? Lumayo kayo rito sa area na to, ha? Sige.
Walang foul.
Well, Coach Elvis wanted to clear one side of the floor, most probably for Kyle to make an attempt one-on-one against a solo defender. And they want everybody to load up on one side. Will this be a flare? Will this be a fly out or a fan out? We'll see.
Gonzalez receives it. He drives. Good foul. Mindoro, that's just their first team foul.
Yun ang advantage para dito sa Mindoro. They still got a series of fouls to give. Contrary to the instructions earlier, they said no fouls. They didn't want any fouls.
At lalo kung hindi catch and shoot yung play,
Yes.
it gives you an opportunity to give up a foul.
Yeah, there's only one catch and shoot player on the floor para dito sa Gensan, and that's Kyle Tolentino. Everyone else, you're gonna let them take it. Like this one right here.
Heruta airballs the free. And it hurts that you don't have Barwin Janicio. Another option sana, no? To stretch the floor.
Yeah. Because yung catch and shoot is really, an advantage. But you have to have catch and shoot makers. Not just mere catch and shoot. And for the most part, really, the lone guy that Mindoro would be focused on would be Kyle Tolentino. You gotta play the percentages. Samantalang ito namang Gensan, hoping for luck that a shot available for a catch and shoot would make it. Kahit na hindi pa shot maker yung nakasalo ng bola.
Sa akin, defender na Preco, may luxury na magsagof.
Yes, exactly.
Or also help off another shooter. And that's what happened. As soon as he received the pass, nag-tie down na yung play doon ng Gensan.
Right.
Preco, though, will follow up the miss, but they will fall 4 points short. What a bounce-back victory for Mindoro after that deflating blowout loss they had against Pasay, while Gensan will suffer back-to-back losses here, much to the delight of Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz. And as a result of this win, Mindoro is now 13-10 and match the win total of the teams above them in the team standings in the South.
Yeah, and that really just brings them closer going up the standings dito sa South. And so far, Gensan has lost another close game, 2-game losing streak. But Bam Gamalinda has really been, that huge contributor. One could say that one of the reasons why Marwin Junicio fouled out is because of Bam Gamalinda. He pretty much was the guy being guarded by Marwin Junicio.
Okay, best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Final score 72-76. Mindoro winning this one. And we'll go courtside to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Bam Kamalinda, big congratulations. From the start, dikit na ang laban nyo ng Gensan. Napaka-physical at init talaga. Anong nararamdaman nyo nung nakita nyong nangyayari yon kay Jonas Tibayan?
First of all glory to God talaga kasi siya yung nagdala and nagbigay nung lakas sa akin, sa buong team. And expect namin yun kasi sila galing din sa talo, kami galing din sa talo. So obviously gusto manalo today. So first quarter pa lang talagang physical lang yung game, di ba?
And kudos to you guys for being so composed pa rin for the rest of the game. Nalampasan nyo na nga and you defeated the number 4th in the South Division. Pero number 1 naman sa North ang next na makakalaban nyo, which is Abra. Paano nyo ito paghahandaan?
One game at a time lang. Hindi namin inisip kung sinong next. So one game at a time lang. And the past 6 days, yung composure namin sa ensayo, yung intensity nandun, yung mga feedback sa mga lapses namin last game, nagawa namin ngayon. Sobrang nagawa namin ngayon. That's why I'm so thankful sa coaches also. Big credit to them and sa mga teammates ko.
Big win indeed. May mga gusto ka pa bang pasalamatan?
Unang-una sa lahat, yung mayora namin, Mayor Ina Cruz, walang sawang pagsuporta sa kanya. And hindi ko na isa-isen sa lahat ng mga sponsors namin. Maraming salamat. Kung wala sila, siguro nahirapan kami. So, thankful kami. And sa wife ko si Mel, my son Sander, sila nanay, sila Papa Warren, mga kapatid ko, sila mama, sila papa, lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa akin sa mga taga-Iligan City, mga relatives ko sa Pampanga, may Alaric Fitness Center family, Transcend, and Gold's Gym. So, thank you.
Maraming salamat and congratulations, Bam Gamalinda of the Mindoro Tamaraws. Our best play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Very important victory para sa Mindoro Tamaraws, who matched the win total of one of the teams that will be playing next, the Batangas City Tanduay-Ram Masters. They will go up against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Wag po kayong maalis, because the Maharlika Pilipinas basketball will return in just a bit.